Hello there, it's the Archivist from TradingCardArchives.com. Today we're going to do something a little sad and also kind of fun at the same time. That can happen. But yeah, we have to say goodbye to an old friend who I actually just realized is not that old. Yeah, this is MetaZoo. So if you haven't heard the news, MetaZoo is done. The founder announced on their Discord channel and published an official letter. They just kind of ceased operations immediately. There was no like in the next 6 months. It was we're done. So they just ran out of money. They're done. They're not making any more products. That came right after the Hello Kitty partnership release that they did. I actually really wanted to get a box of that. But then this happened. I was like, okay, maybe I'll just stay away from MetaZoo. So in the end, this is the only MetaZoo product that I ever ended up owning. I bought it very early on in the Archives project. I think, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. I actually went to Burbank Cards, which is in Burbank, which is a town next to Los Angeles. Yeah, there's a very large sports card store there, like a really big famous one. And I went over there just kind of see what it was like. And while I was there, I bought this, and I overpaid. I paid $110 for this or something. I should have only paid maybe $80. So I paid a lot, but it was as a local store and stuff. I want to support them, that kind of thing. So I was okay with it. And we've actually already opened, not a lot, but maybe 6 or 7 of these packs in various videos because they're what they are they're cryptid cards. So MetaZoo is a TCG based on cryptids, and cryptids are, monsters that don't really exist, like the jackalope or I don't know, the Jersey Devil, that kind of thing, right? Fantasy monsters, but then also half monster, half human type things. That can also be a cryptid. So all that is in here. And that category of things intersects well with stuff that I love, right? It intersects well with SCP, it intersects well with Abnormality League, it even intersects well with some of the cryptid waifu cards like Monster Girl, Encyclopedia, and that kind of thing. And so I had always been using these cards, mixing them in with those as different battles. But for today, we are just going to open the rest of this because it's time, like I said, to say goodbye to MetaZoo. It's done. There's not going to be any more MetaZoo made, no more products printed. There won't be another Chrome release. This, I think, is the only Chrome release that ever happened. Let's see. So how many packs do we actually have? 5. Have 14. So not that many. There were 24 in here at the beginning. So we've opened 10. So. And we've already pulled a to 50 numbered card out of here. There aren't that many guaranteed hits in one of these boxes. So, oh, it's 20 packs. We've only opened 6. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any. I actually don't think there's any guarantee of a hit really in this box. So, it's not like we're going to find a signed card or something. I mean, it could happen. They exist. But I doubt we're going to be the ones to find it. And so what this is Topps Chrome MetaZoo. So they made Chrome cards based on the MetaZoo artwork. These are not TCG cards. So MetaZoo actually was a TCG, and it started on Kickstarter, and it uses this kind of like really, you can see it here, but like a childlike art style almost. And the TCG is a full-on TCG, just like Pokemon TCG. There's the different monsters, the water type, fire type. They have different special abilities. It even has like fourth wall mechanics where if you're in a room and it's nighttime, certain cards are better if it's actually nighttime when you're playing the game. And if it's daytime when you're playing the game, those cards are worse. So you have to build your deck depending on what time of day you're going. It's kind of a goofy game in that way. But it was pretty popular, and Topps made this, of course. But most of its popularity actually it was because of Steve Aoki. So Steve Aoki is a really famous DJ, EDM DJ, and he is huge in the sports card world as well. And so he was a partner in MetaZoo and promoted it quite a bit. And as a result, the MetaZoo cards, the rare ones, became worth quite a lot of money. We are talking, $100,000 Mothman cards. existed, not now, but back then, right? And so it became incredibly popular. A lot of people collected it, chasing those kinds of cards. And as a result, Topps made this set, which reprints the artwork, but with information-backed cards, not TCG playable cards. And so we're going to be looking at these today. I don't plan to sleeve all of them. Maybe oh no, maybe I should. Okay, I'm going to sleeve them all. So I can't bear not to sleeve Chrome cards. Chrome cards deserve to be sleeved. Yeah, and so what we have here are red. This is battle card. The battles is sort of like a battle between two of the MetaZoo characters. That's an insert. This is a parallel. This is a refractor parallel. You can kind of see the mirror on it. And it'll probably say refractor there at the bottom. Right there. So you know it's a refractor. Also, it's silver. This is the base. So this old green eyes here. This is the base card in the set. Base card style. And yeah, I don't know. It's kind of sad. It's always sad to see a game die. But then again, I grew up in the 90s. I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, early 80s. I'm an old man. Anyway, and so I watched a lot of TCGs die. I don't know if you remember, but in the early 90s to mid 90s, basically every single movie, comic book, franchise, regular book, anything you could think of was getting a TCG. And none of them really succeeded or went anywhere. But they did make a lot of them, and they ended up almost all going out of business. Except for a few. Magic the Gathering, of course, lasts through to today, but it's one of the very few that made it. We're talking thousands of games that did not make it. I have a few of them here, and it's always kind of sad to see. But yeah, this is now in that category as well. And so here we go. I can kind of show you now what I meant by parallel. So there's the parallel treatments. Standard art, parallel art. And then this guy is a squonk. Cute looking guy, a little refractor there. And Midnight's Escape just has kind of a story from one of the MetaZoo characters. And it was actually, there was a MetaZoo SCP crossover officially planned. There is actually a spin-off SCP wiki that is fully developed and has tons of articles that people wrote that combine the lore of MetaZoo with the lore of the SCP Foundation. And I mean, it's pretty cool. It would have been, I think, super awesome to get those cards. Unfortunately, we are never going to get them now because this company went out of business. That is one of the sets that will never happen, and it's pretty sad as a result. You know me, I'm always like just hoping against hope that somebody will make an officially licensed, actual legit SCP Foundation trading card set, because I would be all in on that. Yeah, I'll help you make it. I'll help you promote it. We will. This will be a whole thing. If you want to do this, let me know. But yeah, this is something I really want to do, but it's not happening. And this was a way it could have happened, right? They were close. They have a wiki. They had all the licensing together. They were generating the content with that license. It was going to work, and then just didn't work. There's a Matlocks on the refractor. Here is a Loveland Frogman. Yeah. So obviously, like, that's one of the characters on the cover, so one of the more famous characters for sure. Here. Good. And so this is like a typical hobby box, you know? You get 4 cards in a pack, you get 20 cards in the box, a very typical Western style hobby box. And this idea of having the same art on the card with different treatments is a real traditional way of doing trading card sets in the West. It's pretty much how they do all their rarities. Instead of having chase cards, they will have chase treatments. This. Here's a ghost deer on the refractor. And this is a space penguin. So space penguin is the card where I have a gold. So there's a gold treatment of this that is numbered to 50. And I have space penguins to 50. That was my big pull from this box. And but I mean that, like, that was probably the big pull in the box. There's probably nothing better in here. That's why I didn't like sell these or something, because I consider that box a dead box. That's a term we use once you open a box, because a lot of these boxes come with some kind of soft guarantee. They'll say like, oh, in each hobby box you should get 1 autograph card, right? And if you don't get an autograph card, like, call us, we'll send you a card, like that kind of thing, right? That's how Topps usually does it. And so if you start opening packs from that box, and there's 20 packs in the box, and you get the autograph in like the 3rd pack, well, all the rest of those packs do not have an autograph in them, right? So they automatically become, you know, dead packs, as in they will not have a good hit, and it's known, right? Except only you know it. And so a lot of times when people are selling single packs, they're selling packs like that from dead boxes, and that's why single packs are always a bad idea to buy. Now, if you get them for free, like a lot of times I'll send single packs with my prize kits and that kind of thing. Like, that's different because you're getting it for free, so you can't really complain. But if you're paying for a single pack, you made a mistake. Even if you're doing it on breaking channels, it's probably not the best call. Again, you gotta, if you trust the breaker and stuff, it can be fine. I know quite a few breakers on Whatnot who are like 100% trustworthy, right? Like, I know they buy their cases. Often they will like show themselves opening the case on camera, right? And so you know they didn't weigh out that case and sell the heavy boxes because they opened it right there in front of you, right? And so then they'll break that entire case during that live show. So there's nothing left over. There's no dead stuff. It's just like a really kind of legit way to do it. But if it's not being done that way, you better trust that person, because they could very, very easily rip you off. Nice. Contracted. That's kind of cool. Put that there. Yeah, it's so shiny. That's this chrome stock. It also gets curved, so the chrome stock comes out curved like that. I've never pulled a chrome card from any set that wasn't really curved like this, and these are no different. Yeah, this will be my last video for today. I could do so many more. Like, I have a Saint Seiya box, Saint Seiya 2nd edition from Kaido. I have had that box now for a month. I haven't opened it yet. I could do that. But I also kind of want to, I'm going to take a break. I've said before, but I've been playing the new Yakuza game, Infinite Wealth, and good lord, that game is amazing. There's like a whole mini game in there where you build this island resort, and I've been doing that now. Like, I just kind of stopped playing the actual RPG. I've just been doing the island resort for like weeks. It's an awesome way to earn money. Like, I have $500,000 in the Yakuza game because of that resort, running that resort. Here's a blood ruby. Oh, wow. That is nice. Look at that. So that's a comic book cover card. Now, you know me, I love comic book cover cards, so getting one from MetaZoo is awesome. Look at that thing. That's amazing. Ooh, that's a very good looking card. I like that. I like that more than I like the refractors. Honestly, the refractors are, yeah, whatever. They're fine. We haven't even pulled like any higher tier uh, parallel yet at all from any of these packs. That's kind of sad. Like, we should have pulled at least one more, I think. Otherwise, this whole box had one numbered card in it, and that's it. Like, it didn't have any sketches, no artists, nothing, just one numbered card. And it was a 50, it wasn't even like a 25 or 10. Shadow People. Sam Sinclair on the refractor. And then Squonk for the Rex. Now we're getting there. 3 more packs. And this is it. Like I said, we are saying goodbye to MetaZoo here. This is the end. Now, that said, if one of those Hello Kitty boxes happens to hit the market for like $30 or something, I'll pick it up. They cost like $200 right now, so it's going to take a while, I think, for it to get that low. But it can happen. I still remember when I was in high school, I went to this camp once. My parents used to send me to these summer camps that were at a college, and you would take like a college course and then do camp stuff. It was like a mix of education and camp. Anyway, we did that, and one of the activities on the weekends is they would take us to a mall in town to, go get sodas or whatever you wanted. Because otherwise you were stuck on campus because we're kids who can't drive, right? So they'd get us in a bus, drive us to this mall. A lot of us was just play in the arcade and stuff. That's mostly what I did there. A lot of Neo Geo games back then. Virtua Fighter had just come out. That was pretty awesome. Again, I'm an old man. So anyway, at this mall, though, there was a bookstore, like a Barnes and Noble type bookstore, right? It wasn't exactly that. Can't remember which one it was, but it was one of those chains like that. And inside, they sold TCG cards. And I was just as into trading cards and TCG cards back then as I am now. Nothing changed. And so I would always go to that store and look at what they had. And of course, they had, Star Wars CCG cards, which I loved that game. So I would buy those all the time. But they would also sometimes have clearance sales. And I remember specifically one weekend I went in there and they had a whole like shelf, the bookshelves. They had like a whole shelf dedicated to a Mortal Kombat TCG. That to this day I'm still not entirely sure what one it was. But it had a sign and it was basically like $10, all of this. Right. And so I was looked at that and I was like, oh, cool. So I grabbed a bag. I just dumped the whole shelf into the bag and I took it up there and they actually let me have it all for $10. And it was a lot. It was like at least 200 packs from different sets, starter kits, all kinds of weird. It just had everything, tournament support, all sorts of stuff, right? They were obviously just like getting rid of it all as cheaply as they could. And I remember opening all those cards and looking at that game, and it was already dead at that point. Like and the internet didn't exist back then, so I couldn't look it up. Yeah, so I did say I do not know. I go and look every once in a while, but I've never really found that exact TCG before. It had cards where you would build a deck around one of the Mortal Kombat characters, so you'd build like I don't know, like a Johnny Cage deck, right? And the cards would have either Johnny Cage, and you'd put him out like a Pokemon in front of you, or they'd have different moves that Johnny could do. And so your deck would be really restricted to just kind of Johnny Cage moves in this way. It's sort of a goofy game. And obviously that's probably why it didn't do very well. Anyway, got those all. I don't know where those are anymore. Probably Yeah, I don't think I'll ever find those again. Okay, so uh MetaZoo, we barely knew you, and now you're gone. Um, yeah, I guess I don't know what else to say other than goodbye. It's been a good run. Sorry you couldn't make it all the way. You definitely were an interesting addition to the TCG world while you lasted. Certainly one of the weirder ones. So thank you for being there for that. But otherwise, this is the end, my friend. Okay, I'm gonna clean these up, and yeah, I'm done for today. So I will talk to you all next weekend. I'll be gone Saturday. I think I'm gone Saturday. I'm out, like the whole day. So I probably only gonna film half as much stuff next week. But don't worry, I've got a lot of like backlog things I can post. So you might get some older videos posted this week. Just yeah, yeah. Take it easy on me in the comments if it doesn't sound as good. But anyway, okay, that's enough talking. Goodbye.